What up? This is No Laces. I am Antonio Lamar, and I'm sure you've heard that Cale Gundy has resigned. It was breaking news last night, everywhere this morning. Of course, Cale Gundy, the magnificent recruiter for the University of Oklahoma. He also played there from 1990 to 1993. He had 6,142 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. Gundy, I remember Gundy he played with my cousin, and he was a cool dude. Nice, all right player on the field, you know what I'm saying? We all expected a little more from him as far as during his playing days. That's because he was so hyped up coming out of high school, but he did what he had to do. You know, he did all right. And those were some hard years for the OU program, but they managed to bounce back, especially in 99 when he was hired as a coach for the University of Oklahoma under Bob Stoops. And we all know that he has been one of the best in the nation at recruiting. He brought in the likes of Adrian Peterson, Joe Mixon, DeMarco Murray, to name a few, when he was running back coach. And when Lincoln Riley, when he took over, he became the wide receivers coach, and he even coached the offense after Riley left in the Alamo Bowl last year against Oregon. So, and we all know his brother Mike is the head coach for OSU, and you know, they name rings bells here in Oklahoma, so they will always be remembered in Oklahoma lore. But anyway, Cale Gundy put out a statement saying that he was going to resign because he apparently looked at a player. I guess he was he was doing something on his iPad or whatever during a meeting, I think, and he looked at his iPad and read what was on there, and apparently there was some a word that was on his iPad that Cale Gundy shouldn't have said out loud, and he fessed up to it, and I'm sure he didn't mean it in any malicious way. I wouldn't think. I wasn't there, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure or not, but I wouldn't think so, knowing Cale Gundy a little bit and just watching him over the years. So hopefully he bounces back and lands on his feet somewhere, or if he retires and just lives his life, whatever. But let's hear what he had to say about it. So he posts on Twitter, and he starts out, he says, I moved to Norman fresh out of high school in 1990. It feels like I never left. I have devoted nearly all my adult life to Oklahoma football. My children graduated from OU, so did my wife. For almost 3 decades, this university has been my home. These players have been my family. Today, with great anguish, I announce my resignation. I apologize to those who are disappointed by this news. I owe it to the Sooner Nation to be transparent about what led to this decision. Last week, during a film session, I instructed my players to take notes. I noticed a player was distracted and picked up his iPad and read aloud the words that were written on his screen. The words displayed had nothing to do with football. One particular word that I should never, under any circumstance, have uttered was displayed on that screen. In the moment, I didn't even realize what I was reading, and as soon as I did, I was horrified. I want to be very clear. The words I read aloud from that screen were not my words. What I said was not malicious. It wasn't even intentional. Still, I am mature enough to know that the word I said was shameful and hurtful. No matter my intentions, the unfortunate reality is that someone in my position can cause harm without ever meaning to do so. In that circumstance, a man of character accepts accountability. I take responsibility for my mistake. I apologize. While considering this decision, I have been overwhelmed by the love and support of those who know me, my character, my love for this program. I truly appreciate the support my players and coaches have shown. That support means more to me than I can express. It proves what I've always known about #OUDNA. We are family. So thank you. Nevertheless, I recognize this is a critical moment for OU football, or Oklahoma football. This team, its coaches, players, administration, and fans do not deserve to be distracted by off-the-field matters while working to continue the tradition of excellence that makes me so proud to be a Sooner. I won't do the program I love a disservice of distracting them from this mission. Effective immediately, I am stepping down. Naturally, I leave these sidelines heavy-hearted. Coaching this football team truly has been my life's passion, but I leave confident that the team will continue to prosper and leave with tremendous love for the University of Oklahoma and its athletics department. Sooner born, sooner bred, and so on. Boomer. And that's a Sooner. Right back to you, Coach. All right, so Brent Venables had to put out a statement after hearing this news. So he said, "It's with sadness that I accept Coach Gundy's resignation. He is dedicated more than half his life to the Oklahoma football and has served our program and university well. We're thankful for that commitment. We also acknowledge that in stepping aside, he's placed the program and the welfare of our student athletes first. In coaching and in life, we're all accountable for our actions and the resulting outcomes. The culture we're building in our program is based on mutual respect. Our staff is here to develop successful student athletes, but also young men of character. As the leaders of this program, it's essential that we hold ourselves to the highest standards as we model for our players the type of men we want them to become." LaDainian Washington, who has been serving as offensive analyst for our program, will coach our wide receivers on an interim basis. So that is Brent Venables' statement, tweeted out by the University of Oklahoma football Twitter account. And man, this is very unfortunate. I really like Cale Gundy. We was just getting the ball rolling really, really hard on the recruiting trail, man. So hopefully we can find somebody to pick up the slack that he's gonna leave behind, man, take over for him, because it's gonna be a tough person to replace. I don't know how much far as the coaching wise on the receiver position, although he is a very versatile coach, coach multiple positions, obviously knows a lot about offensive schemes and stuff like that. So, man, sad to see his career end like this at Oklahoma, but it is what it is. We're all grown men, and he stood up and held himself accountable, so I give him credit for that, even though, I don't know what he said, exactly what word he used, but obviously it was unacceptable, and hopefully he just shows remorse and moves on. But anyway, this is No Laces, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, send some super stickers, some super chats when we go live. Peace.